So I save up to between 100 and 300 animals a year by being vegan.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and so I by not doing that, I don't demand another animal to go into the place of one that I've used.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a direct way to make a difference, especially in an animal's life, that they're born into a hell that they didn't choose to be in.
Yeah. It's awful. It's disgusting.
Hey.
It's a good documentary, even though it's like really hard to watch. So it's resources,
Hell yeah.
Okay. So here you can. There we go. Okay. My name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Chloe.
Chloe.
Jaden.
Jaden. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
So, do you think it's right for the more powerful to exploit or oppress the powerless or weak?
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, though.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, if anybody's ever treated you kind of like you were less than, how does that feel?
Like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's icky.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. So, what do you think about, when we think about animals, how we treat animals in this world? We force them into slaughterhouses and we use their bodies for all sorts of things. What do you think about that?
I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah. I've always wanted to be a vegetarian. I've tried a couple times. I just can't do it because it's so normalized to eat meat. It's just everywhere. And it's also more expensive to be a vegetarian or a vegan. Anything like that, anything healthy, anything organic, from the earth, all of that is it's so much more expensive. The world is built to make us unhealthy and sick. And dependent on these preservatives and fillers, and we're not built for success. This country and this world is just I don't want to say this world, I want to mostly just say this country is built to make us sick, to make us sicker, and then make us get more medication.
It's a there's a lot of things that are intertwined.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So okay, so I want to bring it back to, you said that veganism or being vegan and vegetarian is more expensive. So that's actually a myth. It's actually 30% cheaper. But of course, if you go and you buy all of the processed vegan stuff, which it's good, and it's actually better for you to eat that than regular meat that's organic or grass-fed even. So the whole term of processed is kind of misleading when it comes to the vegan alternatives, plant-based. But so that's a myth.
Yeah, that's interesting. You just have to know where to shop and where to get it from.
Yeah. But so at the end of the conversation, I'm going to give you some resources about that. But so one thing I want to touch on, though, that you have insight about, okay, so we're in this awful system that perpetuates sickness, and we feel kind of powerless ourselves in this society. There's less stuff going on. It's horrible. So one thing that we can do to make some change is actually to not buy into the system or put our money towards the system.
Yes.
So is there anything right now that you do that is kind of being a conscientious objector about not putting your money towards something?
I don't go to Starbucks.
Okay.
I try not to shop at Walmart. Personally, no.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
We're all in different places.
That's complete, and I think that's fine. You do you. And also it's a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to choose not to spend your money at a certain place and go somewhere else. For a lot of people, that's just the most accessible. So I try not to go to Starbucks. I try not to go to McDonald's. Those are the big three. I would say would be Walmart, McDonald's, and Starbucks.
So, okay, you already do that. Now, you could just, if you stopped buying animal products, whether it's food or clothing, different things made from animal, then you actually are really effective. Oh my God. Sorry. Hold on a second. Okay. I really distracted. When you don't buy animal products, it actually makes a direct difference. So, I'm vegan, and Shut up.
I'll wait.
I know. I'm sorry, the bus. So I save up to between 100 and 300 animals a year by being
That's
vegan.
incredible.
Yeah, and so I by not doing that, I don't demand another animal to go into the place of one that I've used.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a direct way to make a difference, especially in an animal's life, that they're born into a hell that they didn't choose to be in.
Yeah. It's awful. It's disgusting. And like I was in culinary arts in, I want to say like 6th grade.
Yeah.
So it was like middle school, and they showed us the video of like I think it's like the inside to like McDonald's and like the processing and everything that the meat goes through.
Yeah.
And just like starting at the root of the slaughterhouse and like the truth behind it and just how disgusting and awful it is.
Yeah.
And that really sat with me and like changed me as a person, truthfully. Like it's absolutely awful. And I'm so passionate about animals.
Yeah.
I'm very neurodivergent, and like that's a hyperfixation for me is animals, and I've always been very passionate about how much I love them. So it would make sense, and I have been considering going back to vegetarianism at least. I love my cheese and sour cream way too much, so I can never get rid of those, unfortunately.
Well, so okay. The vegan cheese has come a long way. There's actually some really great vegan cheese and vegan sour cream, different things.
That is true. There's been a lot of progress on
the problem with being vegetarian is that the animals still end up going to the slaughterhouse. Mm-hmm. So you may as well not be vegetarian, because at a dairy farm,
that's fair.
Once they stop producing, because they're pushed at such capacity to be pregnant over and over and over again. And the male calves, if they're born male, then they go to a veal shed or they're left to die because they're deemed useless. And the female calves go through the same horrible cycle over and over again as mom. So and what happens, they're mammals. And so have you ever known anybody who's been pregnant?
Yeah, one of our friends right now is almost 9 months.
So what happens is that sometimes women will get infections in their breasts from overproduction if they don't, get that milk out, mastitis. And so the cows are constantly getting infections. And so that's
why raw milk is so dangerous.
Well, there's a certain amount of pus that is allowed to be in all dairy products, So your cheese, your milk, there's
it's not a vegan cheese, I meant.
Not a vegan cheese. So there's and I'm not trying to just
no, you're fine. I might have just made me really want to change. So.
And so it's just, there's things that you learn once you kind of like start looking into it. And I think especially like you said, you're really sensitive to animals, and you have to ask yourself the question kind of like, well, can I be passionate and love animals and still use their bodies and say that I actually love them?
That one is hard, because I would say that is an argument that you could say yes, because as long as you are appreciating the animal and what it has sacrificed, and that it's been done in a more humane way rather than raising them from birth to be used for product until they die, like that sounds like there are humane ways to go about it. And then as long as you're like, I'm a very like spiritually in tune person, and a lot of that goes into as long as you are appreciating the animal and its life and using as much of the body as you can, so that none of it is going to waste. So that they died for a purpose. At least that's just kind of what I've been taught, like growing up. So,
So, I hear where you're coming from. And I know culturally, it's like you're telling, there were things that I grew up learning. I didn't become vegan until 6 years ago. So I lived most of my life up until, 6 years ago using animals. So I totally understand. It's like we learn different things. But so if you think about it in this way, if somebody kept you like in their basement, but they took really good care of you, but maybe, you had like chains, on, and you weren't allowed to move, or even if you were allowed, like they gave you some sunshine, like in the backyard, maybe just a little bit, but they dictated how they used your body, and then they dictated how you would die, even if they made you a friend.
Yeah, it's awful.
Is that
no,
still?
It's not that I don't agree that it's all dark and awful, like, because I do, and I want it so bad. I'm just like it's more so probably a personal like thing, like a block, I want to say, because it's like it's just so normalized and so easy, and like it's just so much. It's honestly like just I'll be honest, it's harder, and it takes energy and dedication to not do that, because like if you just go to a party and there's like buffalo chicken dip and stuff, like that one specifically because I love that. Like it's just really hard because it's so normal.
Yeah. Well, I think the more that you learn about what the animals go through, like chickens are one of the most used and abused animals worldwide. And they actually are very personable. Like they hug, they will run and play. I want
some of my own chickens.
So, you know, but they're also forced to mass produce.
And like the chicken, like I don't know what warehouses, like. I have seen a lot.
Well, so okay, I know you probably get going, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I'm gonna give you some resources. I'll give you both a card. So on one side, it has our name. We're Anti-Animal Use Advocacy, and we're on Facebook, Instagram, and this is on our YouTube channel right now.
Awesome.
On this side has resources, and it also has the video here. It's called Dominion, and it shows the standard practice for what happens to animals for us to use them. That has resources on how to become vegan challenges. It's got vegan mentors.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's got a link to nutritionfacts.org, so it can show you that like by going vegan you can actually add like 10 years onto your life.
That's awesome.
Save
I
animals.
assume they probably have like a tracker on like how many animals you've saved through.
I don't
that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
As a suggestion.
Yeah, no, that's cool. We're actually coming up with a new card soon, so maybe that's a good idea. I like that idea.
Or if you also add, like, if you use a reusable water bottle, like, add, like, what day you started using it and then how many water bottles you saved since then or something like it would just be really cool to be able to see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, we're focused on the animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's like, no, I totally.
Just as another,
No, I like what you're thinking, though. And I really appreciate you speaking with me today. So,
and like, is this is YouTube, you said?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So it's on anti-animal use, and it's on the card there. But so do you think that you'll try to make some changes in your life?
I do. Yeah, this conversation was like, I feel like I saw the sign and I stopped for a reason, and I am at a really rough point in my life right now, and a lot of things are changing anyway. So I think it would be a really good time for it. So,
well, think about the victims. Think about the animals. You know, and if you would like to be in their place, you know, with what they go through, because it's almost like, you know, like if you were born and then you didn't know a language that everybody was talking and they kept doing things to you and cutting things off of you and then killing your family in front. I mean,
it's awful.
Putting yourself in their place is a good way to.
I'll definitely be thinking about it a lot more. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for stopping.
I'm gonna grab one little mascara, little flake. There you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you, girlfriend.
Of course. Are you hugs? Are you a hugger?
No.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.